If you've stayed a subscriber through the years of this channel, you'll know that I started as a mountain bike YouTube channel, which slowly transitioned over into the filmmaking niche. I'm in a studio with a bunch of filmmakers, so it made sense, and I try to bring my love of the outdoors back into the fold when I can through my mini doc series that I call The Locals. The series highlights my friends that build community through their shared passion of the outdoors, whether that's through running, cycling, photography, or graphic design. And it's through this series that another friend of mine, who is a cyclist himself, reached out to me over 2 years ago about a project he wanted me to be a part of. Now, uh, my friend Peter Clark is an avid cyclist, and in fact, he'll tell you he's a crazy avid cyclist. We met at our local coffee shop in May of 2022, and he told me the unfortunate news that he had an incurable form of blood cancer, and that chances are he would most likely die from the disease. But before he did, he wanted my help. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was shook from the news, and what the hell am I supposed to do to help my friend that told me that he's dying of cancer? Well, Peter told me how frustrated he was with the lack of knowledge of one specific type of treatment that could help extend his life, and he wanted to do something about it. He told me about his plans to start an organization to raise awareness about the stem cell registry, and he wanted myself and my pal Dave to create a documentary about his story and ultimately the story of Your Match Matters. But as we say in the film industry, show it, don't tell. So after 2 years of hard work and the support of so many people, I'm very proud to present The Ride Ahead.
There's some perfect rides that are about the ride, whether it's the terrain or what you've accomplished, and there's some perfect rides that are about the people. I've had many perfect rides, but they've all been different. They've been in completely different areas and for completely different reasons. Can I add to that answer?
You sure can, yeah.
When I ride with my son, it's always the perfect ride. I love watching him in front of me, kicking my ass. I've been thinking a lot about that. My name is Peter Clark, and I'm a retired environmental consultant. I'm a dad to my son Hayden, a partner to Leanne, but also an avid cyclist, a crazy avid cyclist. And I'm dying. I was on my way to the airport, and the hematologist called and said, you have incurable blood cancer. You have myelofibrosis, and it will shorten your life. There is one drug that might extend your life for a little bit, or there is a stem cell transplant, and that is a different beast altogether. I was shaking. I couldn't hold on to my suitcase or my keys or anything. It was a visceral earthquake in my life.
My chances of survival are a bit like winning the lottery. Let's break that down. So the answer to a lot of blood cancers is a total bone marrow stem cell transplant. Basically what they do is they give you a shit ton of chemo, kill all of your bone marrow, strip you of an immune system, and then the new transplanted stem cells rejuvenate the bone marrow and reboot your immune system. But it's a brutal process for the recipient. Pretty scary, right? It's a wake-up call. It focuses you incredibly because you're given X amount of time. What do you want to do with that time? And it seems so cliche. People say, oh, you know what, the time I have left, I want to travel and I want to do this and I want to do that. And yeah, all of the above. But there has to be some other purpose for me, and that's why we're here. Stem cell transplants are, in many cases, the only way to save somebody's life. Out of the 8 billion people on the planet, there's between 25 and 30 million people on a stem cell registry. For all the people that are in need, there's a large proportion of them that can't get a match. And it's important to get a myriad of ethnicities on the registry because in many cases, the match comes from a person of a similar background. So we really want to promote the fact that everybody needs to participate. So getting on the registry is a super easy process. You don't have to give blood or anything invasive. You contact your local blood services agency, Canadian Blood Services in Canada, but there'll be similar agencies in other countries. And they send you out a little kit, and the little kit has a swab, and you take a swab in your mouth and you send it back to them. And then you're on the registry. It's just that simple. For me, it kind of galvanized the purpose. Do something for somebody else and make a difference. This is why I've started Your Match Matters. We love awareness, but Your Match Matters needs action. Our goal is to get more people swabbed and onto the Canadian registry and registries all around the world. Registries need many more participants and a much greater ethnic representation to help significantly more cancer sufferers, their families, and friends. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. These are the actions that I would like you to take. If you're between the ages of 17 and 35, visit yourmatchmatters.org to find the best way to get swabbed where you live, and please get added to a registry. Help us share the hell out of this video with all those who value action. Stay tuned.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. That's a project that I am incredibly proud of, and a project that hit even closer to home. In the middle of filming The Ride Ahead, my stepdad was also diagnosed with a similar form of blood cancer, multiple myeloma. Luckily for my stepdad, treatment was a little easier as they were able to use a combination of radiation and his own stem cells to reboot his immune system. But that wouldn't have been possible without the research that doctors have been doing and continue to do in the field of stem cell research. Now, both Peter and my stepdad are doing well. Peter's doctors have actually been scratching their heads as to how Peter is keeping his cancer at bay. It might be a combination of his beet juice concoction, and he is a stubborn mother. But we'll take the good news where we can get it, and that's some good news. There are so many people that I need to thank in the creation of this project, but first and foremost, Peter. He had the trust in us to tell his story and to help launch such an enormous project, one that will hopefully help countless people around the world. And thanks to Dave, Rich, and Adam for hopping on board with this project and helping make it better than I ever could have on my own. Thanks to the support of my family, especially my girlfriend, who had to listen to me edit the same section of audio over and over and over again at home. But if you are watching this and you are between the ages of 17 and 35, get yourself a swab kit, join the registry. It really is as easy as swabbing the inside of your cheek and sending those swabs off in the mail. You can go to www.yourmatchmatters.org to find a growing list of registries around the world. Thanks for watching this video. Go register, and we'll see you next week.